think Senator Menendez was here at the beginning of the hearing, and he's come back, so perhaps we should let him ask questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Dr. Izzo, I know that the RPS that New Jersey has created hundreds of new jobs. But if we institute a strong national renewable electricity standard, doesn't it have the potential to create thousands or even tens of thousands of new jobs in manufacturing, in installing wind turbines, solar panels, job boring holes for geothermal projects, jobs harvesting biomass, engineering, designing, all of these projects? So when we balance in terms of the costs, isn't this really a very strong job creator?
There's no doubt, Senator. You've hit upon all of the categories as well. Obviously, we're most affected by the installation jobs, but there are manufacturing jobs. I know there have been some large announcements made by Vestas in Colorado. The Senator mentioned some jobs that were coming to Michigan for blade manufacturing, and then the ensuing multiplier effects, but you said it well.
Let me ask you, 28 states currently have an RPS policy in place, and many are much more aggressive than any of those being proposed federally. Do you agree that if we were to pass a federal any federal standards, that states should retain the ability to have their own stronger targets?
Yes, without question. And to that point, Senator Menendez, I will say that in 2007, 76% of the renewable energy generation that was built in this country were in RPS states. So RPS matters in encouraging renewable generation.
And finally, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to, I wanted to get Dr. Izzo to agree with me twice so I could disagree with him once. And that is, I'd like to ask unanimous consent to introduce into the record a study from the Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory. It's entitled The Treatment of Solar Electricity and Renewable Portfolio Standards. The study shows that states that had a specific carve-out for solar energy successfully created the construction of solar projects, while those without a carve-out did not lead to solar deployment. And it seems to me if we do not have a carve-out in this bill for other technologies, or a reverse carve-out limiting how much of a requirement can come from onshore wind, we will find ourselves in 2020 with only only one mature renewable technology. And it seems to me that we need a system that helps several mature technologies to be achieved in order to reach our collective goals. So I'd ask unanimous consent to include that in the record. I think it's an important part, certainly, of the debate as we move forward and figuring out how we have multiple renewable energy sources that can mature to both productivity and commercial deployment in a way that meets these goals.
We will include that in the record.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Senator Burke.